Have you ever felt like you have all the potential in the world, but something keeps holding you back? This is the story of Ryan, a boy who learned that talent means nothing without discipline. In a quiet little town, there lived a boy named Ryan. He was sharp, curious, and full of potential, the kind of kid teachers called gifted. His dream was clear and noble. He wanted to become a doctor. Everyone believed he could do it. But there was one problem: Ryan couldn't seem to fix his own mind. His thoughts were like an untamed wind, constantly moving from one thing to another. Every time he sat down to study, his attention drifted first to his phone, then to social media, then to meaningless daydreams. He'd tell himself, "There's plenty of time. I'll study later," but later never seemed to arrive. His parents warned him, his teachers encouraged him to focus. Yet Ryan believed that intelligence alone would guarantee success. In his young mind, being smart was enough. Effort was optional. Then one afternoon, everything changed. The results of the school scholarship exam came out, an exam Ryan had secretly pinned his hopes on. He imagined that if he won, his path toward becoming a doctor would finally feel real. But when the list was posted, his name wasn't there. He had failed. All around him, his friends were celebrating. The same teachers who once praised him now looked at him with disappointment. For the first time, Ryan felt the sting of wasted potential. That evening, he sat alone on his porch, replaying his choices in his mind. It wasn't that he lacked talent, it was that he had never learned to control it. At that moment, a truth settled deep in his heart. Being smart means nothing without discipline. From that day forward, Ryan made a promise to himself he would change. He began looking for someone who could teach him not just how to learn, but how to master his own focus. That's when he met Coach Miller, the school's physical education teacher. Coach Miller was legendary in town, not because he produced great athletes, but because he helped ordinary students build self-discipline. People said even the most distracted kids eventually learned control under his guidance. Ryan approached him after class. "Coach," he said quietly, "I can't focus. Every time I study, my mind jumps from one thing to another. How can I fix that?" Coach Miller smiled, as if he had heard this question 100 times before. "Come with me," he said. He led Ryan to the empty playground. From the equipment room, he brought out an old toy bow and a wooden target board. He placed the board across the field and said, "If you can hit the center of this target, I'll know how focused you really are." Ryan took aim, released the arrow and missed completely. Coach asked, "What were you looking at when you shot?" "The trees, the field, and the board," Ryan replied. Coach shook his head. "That's your problem right there," he said. "You're looking at everything. A good archer sees only one thing, the target. Nothing else exists." He paused and looked Ryan in the eyes. "Your mind is just like that arrow. It can only go where your focus points. But if you keep letting your attention wander to your phone, to YouTube, to everything around you, you'll never hit your goal." The words hit Ryan harder than any exam result ever had. He finally understood. His mind wasn't his friend, yet it was a wild horse, pulling him in every direction. "Coach," he asked softly, "how do I train it? How do I become more disciplined?" Coach Miller nodded and said, "4 rules. Follow them, and your life will change. Rule 1. Control your thoughts. When your mind starts to drift, bring it back," Coach said. "Remind yourself, this is my study time. My goal matters more than my distraction." Rule 2. Build a routine. Create a daily rhythm. Decide when to study and when to rest. If you honor your own schedule, your brain will learn to trust you. Rule 3. Remove distractions. Your phone, your TV, your app set. They steal your time, Ryan. Keep them away when you study. You can't win a race while dragging weights behind you. And Rule 4. Practice every day. Discipline isn't built in a moment. It's built in repetition. Small, consistent actions are what shape great minds. Ryan listened to every word. That night, he made a new routine and pinned it above his desk. He turned off his phone while studying, Each time his attention wavered, he repeated to himself, "My goal is to become a doctor." The first week was brutal. His mind fought back, but slowly something started to change. His thoughts became calmer. His study sessions grew longer. Focus stopped feeling like a battle, it became a habit. Months later, another big exam came. This time, Ryan was ready. When the results were announced, his name stood proudly at the top of the list. He had done it. But more than the result, it was the journey that changed him. Ryan realized this victory wasn't about luck or intelligence, it was the product of daily discipline. A year later, when he stepped on stage to receive his scholarship, he remembered Coach Miller's words, "The mind is like a wild horse. If you don't control it, it will drag you wherever it wants. But if you train it, it will take you to your destination." From that day forward, Ryan lived by one principle: train your mind, and success will follow. Because in the end, talent can open the door, but only discipline will walk you through it. And that's the lesson Ryan carried for the rest of his life. The understanding that success isn't about how smart you are, but how steady you can stay. Talent may give you a head start, but discipline determines how far you'll go. Every goal, every dream, every meaningful victory begins with the decision to master your own mind. The truth is, most people don't lose because they aren't capable. They lose because they can't stay focused long enough to finish what they started. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards persistence. The ones who make it are the ones who show up every day, even when motivation fades. So ask yourself right now, who's really in control, you or your mind? Do you direct your thoughts, or do they drag you around like an untamed horse? Because the moment you decide to take the reins, your life begins to change. It won't happen overnight, but step by step, you'll see yourself becoming stronger, sharper, more disciplined, and more unstoppable than ever. If this story inspired you or reminded you of the power of consistency, don't let it end here. Hit the like button, share this video with someone who needs a little push today, and subscribe for more stories that fuel your focus, strengthen your mindset, and keep your dreams alive. Remember, you don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need to be the one who never stops training your mind. Because once you learn to control your thoughts, there's no goal too far and no dream too big. Your success begins the moment you decide to focus.